Yes, I am wearing everything from the last video because I'm filming 2 videos in a row and it's hot and I don't want to change my makeup and stuff. I'm here with my August favorites. I will say that this is very beauty heavy. Almost all but like 3 things are beauty related, so strap in. I'm going to start with the non-beauty stuff because there's so few of them. First, let's do some food. I lied, there's like 4 non-beauty things. Let's start with hot sauce. The first one is everything but the sushi and dumplings hot sauce. This is literally a combination of all the best Asian flavors mixed together. You have wasabi, you have soy sauce, you have miso. It is beautiful. It's good on literally everything. I can't think of an Asian dish that it isn't fantastic on. I will keep buying this as long as it exists. It does have some heat to it, but it's considered mild, and I would say it's quite mild. If you eat a lot of it, it feels a little hotter than mild. At least for me, I need to build my tolerance up for hot sauce. I have lost it over the years. And with that is the Everything Bagel hot sauce. I bought this because Joe Santagato is probably my favorite content creator of all time, and him and his friend Greg Dybeck came up with this beautiful thing. The flavor is phenomenal. My only issue is it's medium. I have not built my tolerance for hot sauce, and so for me it's quite hot. For me, I would consider it hot, not medium. But I will say the flavor is like 100 out of 10. It's so good if you love everything bagels. Check that out. Next is also food, and it's the Applegate gluten-free chicken strips and the chicken nuggets. I tried the Tyson ones a little while ago, and the coating was really weird. It was very peppery and then kind of like this, almost like chalky, cornstarchy, like dry texture. Not a fan. These are exactly like regular ones. So good. Highly recommend. I'll say the quality of the chicken is A+. Now let's move into like a show. This is called The Movies That Made Us on Netflix. This was really fun. It took about like 6 movies, I think, and each episode talked about in depth how they made it, like what their budget was, like Halloween, you know, like they didn't use a lot, nobody wanted to see it, etc., etc. And then it also talks about how these 6 movies really shaped the film industry, which I thought was interesting. You know, Halloween paved the way for slasher movies. And then you had Friday the 13th, like, build on slasher movies. Then you had Nightmare on Elm Street, you know, change the type of movie from slasher. They're not all horror movies, by the way. It also goes over Elf, RoboCop, Coming to America, and I'm forgetting the other ones. But you don't have to watch the horror ones if horror movies are not your thing, but I loved the horror episodes because I love horror movies. So check that out. Really cool. Next is like an unrelated thing, and it's like gel ice packs. Specifically the ones that stay soft and like they don't harden. In the summer, I have issues with blood pooling and swelling, especially when it's humid. Like my hands are pretty swollen right now. Like if I move this, you can see quite swollen. That will cause a lot of pain. It'll almost feel like my skin is stretching and it's gonna burst. Like, it's very uncomfortable how tight this is. So I will put my hands, my feet also do this, on like an ice pack, and it kind of like molds like memory foam to your hand or your foot, and it really helps with the swelling and the pain. I'm sure you could use them on other areas like your back, your hip, your knee, etc. And because it stays soft, it'll just kind of mold. Highly recommend. If I find any, I got mine at the chiropractor, but if I find something like it, I will link it in the description. Now, let's talk about beauty. I love to talk about beauty. First up, we're going to do some fragrance. First is Jo Malone Mimosa and Cardamom. So last year when I was picking up a fall fragrance, I ended up trying to decide between this and Scarlet Poppy. I did ultimately go with Scarlet Poppy because it was more of a fall and winter scent, where I feel like this was a little more spring and summery, maybe leaning a little bit fall. I was able to get this for basically $40 at that cosmetic company store outlet. I don't remember what it's called. I am very happy that now I have both because this one has been really great the last few weeks, and I've gotten quite a few compliments on it. Next, if you saw my Le Labo Cities video, won't surprise you, it's the Berlin by Le Labo fragrance. I'm a clown and I am going to be buying this. It's wildly expensive. It is, but I've never gotten more compliments on a fragrance. I love the smell. It's beautiful. Everyone who smells me when I'm wearing it just raves about it. I don't buy fragrances for other people, but I liked it so much, and the fact that everyone else around me likes it just as much means I just have to get it, right? So I don't know when this video will be going up, in like 2 weeks. So I'll already have it by then. Next, let's do the Melt Cosmetics. It's on the list. Melt Cosmetics Slick Waterline Pencil. It's behind me. So these came in like skin tones, and then it came in olive, which isn't really a skin tone. This is a really neato color, kind of like a mustardy. I got this because it's fun, and I do enough looks between like oranges and stuff that I thought this would be really neat to have. This is so good. It literally does not budge. It's the only waterline pencil I've used that stays in my waterline, to the point that when I washed my face, I almost couldn't get it off, and I had been wearing it all day long. Some of them are sold out right now, but I want to get the other colors for sure, especially brown, because I use brown a lot. Also, I hope they start to come out with the waterline pencils in like fun colors like blue and purple and stuff, because I think that would be amazing. Next, Hourglass Mineral Veil Powder. I got the mini one because I don't go through powder that quickly, and I didn't want it to just sit here unused. In the summer, you wouldn't even know that my face is powdered right now, would you? This doesn't take the shine away. It's so great. I wasn't setting my foundation too often because I was worried it was going to make me look dry, and I was using the Laura Mercier, and it was kind of making me look dry. But especially when I'm sweating, like I'm on the surface of the sun, like right now, definitely want to set like my sweat zones, you know? And that is fantastic. Not only does it work, but it does not take, like, it doesn't look matte. It just looks like everything's fine. Fantastic. When I run out of that, depending on how long it takes me, I'll probably buy the full size. But if that lasts me a long time, I'll just keep buying the mini. Okay. I'm just grabbing the items that are close to me, just because it's fun if you can see it in person. I didn't want to get the perfume because it's back there and I didn't want to get up. These are both blushes. We have Melt Sandy Cheeks, which looks like this, and swatches beautifully this nice like peachy orange. It definitely shows up like orange on my cheeks. And then it's Little Friend, NARS, Taj Mahal, which I did an honorable mention of her in another video. I don't know. I'm really into orange blush right now. I don't know if this one's so super orange. This is All Laced Up, Super Shock. That is more peach than orange. I want all the orange blushes. I'm obsessed with like summer looks. I'm just doing orange blush over and over again with all the looks, and I think it's going to be a fun transition into fall when I start doing like a lot of my orange eye looks to have orange blushes. Next is Rare Beauty, period. The whole brand. Not even joking. I haven't tried everything yet, but I definitely will. Selena Gomez channeled her inner Alex Russo to create this stuff because it's magical. I got a sample of the foundation and it was so good. It wasn't my color, but I wore it. Not only did it make my skin look flawless, I wore it all day, did chores, was sweating, and it looked like I just applied it 12 hours later. I have no idea what kind of magic is in this. This one is definitely more my color. It's 170W. I'm not wearing it today, but yeah. I also really like that she made the concealers to match the foundations. And then They only had a mini, but I only wanted to try it in a mini. The mascara, hands down, like top 3 mascaras of all time. I don't know. This brand is just fantastic. I want to try a blush next. I also swatched her new lipsticks and lip liners, and they were so nice. They were buttery, and the colors were beautiful, but they didn't feel like they would smudge too easily. Those are all sold out, so I couldn't do anything but swatch them on my hand. I'm excited to try more from this brand. This is probably also going to, spoiler, be in a yearly favorites as well, so keep your eye out. Oh, we're down to our last 2 things. The first one isn't a product, it's a thing I learned on TikTok. I forgot to look up the doctor, but she's a dermatologist. Just search skin cycling on TikTok and you'll probably find it. So skin cycling. What skin cycling is like a 4-day little routine. You start with chemical exfoliation, so your BHA and AHA. For me, that is the TLC Framboos by Drunk Elephant. You do that. And you wash your face, you do that, you moisturize with a moisturizer. Day 2 is your retinol day. So you wash, retinol, moisturizer. Days 3 and 4 are rest recovery days. So all you do is wash, and then you're going to moisturize, and if you're into it, slugging. So, you know, something thick like Aquaphor or Vaseline. I use Vaseline. And then on day 5, you start back at the beginning. So day 5 would be your chemical exfoliant. I have found that my skin looks very good, and my acne is healing faster. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, I'm going to have maskne, period, because masks are still a staple in my life, and I have to go places sometimes. So, yeah, I feel like the texture of my skin is improving, it's staying more hydrated, and my blemishes are just clearing up faster, which I'll take it. The last thing on my list for this month is those, I don't have one with me, those foam cord hair tie things. I'll put a picture here. I saw those forever ago and always was wondering, like, once you stretch those things out, they're probably ruined. And also, I have 5 hairs on my head. They're not going to work for me. I found tiny ones, and they work great. They work better than any hair tie. I don't have to keep, like, redoing my hair because it gets loose. And I learned, when they get stretched out, you just put them in hot water and they're supposed to, like, shrink. That's super smart. While we're on the subject of hair, I want an honorable mention to the fact that, like, my bald spots are filling in. Yay. I'd like to say that it's being on the correct thyroid dosage, stopping dyeing my hair. Shout out to my natural hair color. It looks darker on here than it does in person. And 3, hair oil. Wow, I just totally forgot. I've been using this hair oil to help moisturize my scalp because our hard water does dry it out and it gets itchy. But also, it has like rosemary and something else in it, castor oil. It's supposed to help your hair grow back. And like, come on. This was like really bad. And look at all these tiny hairs everywhere. We'll see how it progresses over the months, but I've been doing it for a month now, and so that's all I have. What are your favorites for August? Let me know in the comments. I love chatting with you guys, and thank you for watching. Did I just say that? No. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I appreciate every subscriber I get. With that, I will see you next time.